Let's try drawing some squishies as humans. Magical Sparks, welcome back to my channel. It's Sparkle here, and today we're going to be trying to draw some squishies as humans. But just before that, I just want to send a very big thank you to each and every single one of you. All your support really means a lot to me, and I cannot believe that as of today we are at 329,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. And with that, I think it's time that you all get to meet the squishies, or should I say the mushies. Back when I was a teeny little child, I collected a couple of these squishies, and they're so cute, they're scented, but I actually ended up forgetting about them. But recently I came across them as I was cleaning, and obviously, the very first thought that popped into my head was, why don't I turn this into a drawing? Now, I don't mean just any old simple drawing. I mean, what if I tried to turn these squishies into humans with their own complete character designs and just like a full illustration type of thing? And of course, I did the very first thing that came to my head, and that's exactly what this video is going to be about. But I'm really happy that I actually managed to run into these and find them, because I genuinely love them so much. I loved each of them since the day I got them, and honestly, even if I was to turn 90 years old, then I would still love each of these equally because they're so cute. But even though I did say that I do like them equally, the truth is I think I like them in the order I specifically got them, just by a tiny bit. So the very first one that I got was the cat, then I got the panda, then the unicorn, then the koala. So the cat is always going to be my favorite, the panda second favorite, the unicorn third favorite, and the koala fourth favorite, but I still love them equally. Yeah, don't try to use logic, we'll just go with the flow. Anyways, as you can see, each of the squishies come with a little friend, but something that might not be as obvious since technology hasn't evolved to the extent where you can smell things from your screen, I'll just go ahead and say it myself. All of these squishies have such a beautiful scent. They smell so sweet. It just kind of smells like cake and fruit and ice cream and just all sweet things at the same time. And yeah, it's really nice. Even though it's been years, they still smell amazing. So now that we've got all our squishies lined up very aesthetically, it's time to pick which one we're gonna go ahead and draw as a human in today's video. And then I thought, why don't I just ask you guys? So then I just posted a quick community post so you guys could decide which squishy I would turn into a human in today's video. And if I'm being totally honest, I was actually expecting the unicorn to win because it's pink and it's a unicorn, but like, no, I was shocked. The unicorn was not winning, like compared to the panda at least, but what was winning in the first 2 minutes was the cat. But with that being said, I had only gotten 13 votes in the first 2 minutes, so I decided to go ahead and wait a little longer and maybe just reply to some YouTube comments in the meantime. Let's check back in on our poll. As we are 20 minutes in, the cat is winning, and now 25 minutes in, and the cat is still winning. I did not see that coming, but anyway, the people have spoken, which is you guys, and we are going to go ahead and turn our cat squishy into a human. Also, here are some other different character design videos I've made in the past if you'd like to check them out. It's kind of similar. It's where I take a concept and try to turn it into something else, like a human or a mermaid. But yeah, here are some other videos that you can check out if you would like to. And with that, our video for today officially commences as we'll be drawing squishies as humans. Wait, stop, hold on. Is what you might be thinking, because the title does say drawing squishies as humans, but if I'm just drawing the cat, wouldn't that just be a squishy? That is a very valid question, but actually, since the mango came with the cat, we're going to be turning both the cat into a human and drawing the mango as a human as well. Now, I was going to make the final drawing in my sketchbook, but today I want to go with some nice thick paper that I know markers do work well on, so we're going with this paper. Ignoring the paper with the berry drawings here, the rest of the paper is from this Born drawing pad, and as you can see, markers do work really well on it, and that is at least in my opinion anyways, and I just like using this paper when I'm blending or working on like a finished illustration. So we're going to be using this paper today. So now that we've got our paper, it's time to get our pencil and start drawing and just make an amazing illustration. Yeah, No, we need to plan. If we're gonna make a finished illustration, it's a good idea to have some kind of plan. So let's go ahead and do that. So before anything, I wanted to write down a list of things that I want to include in the character design in case I forget. Things like the color palette, accessories, features, and just things from the main squishies that I want to try and incorporate in the drawing. Normally, I just like to plan mentally, as in just kind of keep these things in my mind and just remember them as I work on the drawing. But today I kind of had the feeling that I might end up forgetting something important, so that's why I decided to go ahead and write down my thoughts and kind of just plan physically on a piece of paper. Unfortunately, I still did end up forgetting something very, very important because I didn't think to write it down, then I just forgot about it, and I will tell you guys what that is a little bit later in this video. I mean, I could tell you now, but it's just more fun to tell you later. Anyways, right now I'm just kind of working on the basic sketch to kind of just mark out the pose and everything, and then I am currently working on redefining those features and just making some of the things more clear, like exactly where the body will be placed and things like the hands and fingers. Also, everyone check out the pose. I'm trying something different. I'm kind of getting the characters to interact with each other a bit, which is something that I don't normally do, but I'm proud that I tried something different. And you know, I'm so proud of it that I actually want to take a photo of it and put it in a frame and stick it in my room for the world to see. I'm just kidding. That's not actually why I took that photo. So the real reason why I took that photo was actually because I wanted to further plan out this drawing. Now, this is actually so weird for me to think about because I'm usually more of a just kind of go with the flow and make things up as you go type of person, but today I've been doing a lot of planning and I don't actually know why, but actually planning my drawings out before I'm working on them is actually very helpful and very stress relieving because I kind of just know exactly what I want before I even work on it, which is just like a really great feeling. And with that being said, let's jump back to the drawing. So I planned out the outfits and now I'm planning out the colors, and as I was doing so, I noticed that the mango squishy has a tiny bit of pink on its cheeks, so obviously we're gonna make use of that. Also, I tried to imagine the leaf on top of the mango as kind of being its hair. That's why I gave the character side bangs as well. And that's just one tiny little detail among many more details, which I will explain afterwards. And now it's time to check our plan against our checklist, and I feel so bad right now because as I'm doing the voiceover, I am realizing that I completely forgot to add to the checklist, draw a tail for the cat. And you know what? I did not realize that the tail of the cat was missing and that I forgot to write it down in my checklist until after I had finished making the drawing and editing my video. That's when I realized. So at this point, it's a bit too late to go back and this drawing is just not gonna have a tail, but let's just imagine that it did. If only I could go back to that very moment and just remind myself, the cat squishy has a tail. Oh well. Oh well. On the bright side, at least I didn't forget to give her cat ears. That's at least one thing to be happy about. But anyways, as I was checking off the checklist, I noticed that I couldn't check off the last item, which was to give the mango character a mango shape. I don't know what I was thinking when I wrote that because I don't know how to do that. So instead, I decided to change it from giving the character a mango shape to instead giving the character a mango accessory. Much easier and just much more intuitive to do. This planning stage took me about 25 to 30 minutes, I believe, which may sound like a long time, but actually this saved me so much time and so much stress, and it just made the rest of the process so much more relaxing because I had a plan and everything was ready and I could just draw without having to worry about how anything would turn out looking at the very end, or if I accidentally make the wrong decision with the outfit or colors and then I just end up not liking the drawing and I just want to do it again. Well, yeah, all that stress and all that worrying was completely saved because of our planning. Anywho, now with our plan complete, the only step is to go ahead and begin. So I did just that. I went ahead and started sketching out the outfit and accessories and hair and things like that. I roughly sketched out the face, then I went back in to kind of refine those details. And this was just a very calm, relaxing, and somehow a very clean process because usually when I'm sketching, it does tend to get messy. And guess what? Just as I was drawing, I was greeted by this adorable person who is my fluffy little brother and puppy, Mr. June. He just wanted to sit on me and he just wanted to watch me draw. Honestly, I think he actually wanted to draw himself, but I'm not too sure. Anyways, he just wanted attention, so I had to give it to him for a while. And then the adorable little angel did this. I seriously cannot get over his cuteness. I feel like I love him even more and more every single day. Anyways, back to the drawing. So it has just come to my realization that I haven't actually told you which character is based off which squishy. So the character on the left is based off our cat squishy, as you can probably tell by now with the cat ears, and the character on the right is based off our mango squishy. And also, like I said before, I decided to give our second character side bangs, or like a side fringe, mainly because of the leaf on the mango's head. So since the leaf is green, I decided to give our character green hair as well. So I am aware that the leaf on the mango is more of a yellowish green, like a lime green, but I wanted to go with a bit more of an aqua green color, just because I think that might work with the color scheme a little bit better. At the end of the day, it's still green though, so it still works. Also, when I put the mango squishy next to the cat on my desk, it kind of looked like it was leaning on the cat, so I decided to kind of go with that concept. So that's kind of why I wanted to make it seem like the mango character is like leaning onto the cat character, if that kind of makes sense. Anyways, it's a small detail, but I think it does make quite a difference. Oh, and at this point in time, I had a fun little idea that I thought might look good, so let's put it to the test and see if it does. So you notice how there is this white part on our cat squishy? That's kind of the reason why I made the skirt white, but there's also a lot of pink on the squishy. So then I thought to myself that this would be the perfect opportunity to do two things. The very first thing is to go ahead and kind of spice up that boring plain skirt, because I mean, it is nice, but it just seems a little plain, which I don't like that much. So of course, the very first bonus is we get to add some more pink into the drawing, and the second bonus is we get to spice up that skirt and make it look a little bit more fancy and a little bit more detailed. I also just kind of kept on playing around with some different ideas, and before I knew it, we are down to our next day of coloring. Hello, it's me again. So now that we have got our sketch ready and our plan officially ready, the next thing to do is to go ahead and do the line art. So as I was planning the drawing on my drawing app, Procreate, I kind of liked how the dark blue pencil line art was looking, so I decided to go ahead and kind of mimic that by using this dark blue Muji pen to do the line art today. Now normally when I think of using a dark blue pen for doing anything, I think of school because that's just the color it reminds me of, but today I'm going to use it for my art and let's see how that goes. I mean, honestly, it's no big deal, but for me it was kind of just like, whoa, dark blue line art, what? Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and just quickly speed up the line art process, even though it did take a significantly long time, because I just really want to show you guys the coloring process, because that was one of the most fun parts of this entire process. Also, I did use a Staedtler fine liner to assist me with parts of the line art as well, things like this triangular shape near the cat's mouth for the socks, and also parts of the first character's top as well. So now that we have our line art complete, it's time to get on to the coloring, and since alcohol-based marker ink will kind of bleed through, I decided to go ahead and slip a protective piece of paper underneath the actual paper we're going to be coloring on, and I also placed my sketchbook underneath so that if there was any bleed through at this point in time, that it would not end up ruining the desk mat. Anyways, this is just a temporary sort of plan because I ended up figuring out a much better solution a little bit later. But anyways, with that being said, we are almost at the end of today's video. At least we are past the halfway point. So I think it's time that I explain to you what I have done, what I am doing, and what I'm going to do, and how that kind of works with the entire drawing a squishy as a human thing. So let's start explaining. So the very first thing you might notice about the cat squishy is that it is a cat. Yes, I'm stating the obvious, but there's a reason why. that's why I decided to go ahead and give our drawing little cat ear headband so that we can kind of represent the idea that she is very much inspired by a cat. And so that I can say, even though I forgot to draw the tail, at least I drew the ears. I still wish I drew that tail. Anyways, there's no going back now. So on the cat squishy, there's also a little dollop of whipped cream, and there's also a strawberry and some leafy garnish. And to represent that, if you look at the space buns of our first character, on both space buns, you will see some whipped cream. And on the one on the left, we have that leafy garnish. And to the one on the right, we have our strawberry. Also, this was the point when I realized that I could just use this cutting mat instead to protect my desk and just have a comfortable surface to draw on. You know how sometimes people say that the answer will just be staring at you, like right in the eyes, but sometimes you won't even notice it? That was literally the case for me because this cutting mat was like right next to me. I think it was actually staring at me, and I didn't even realize I could use this. But on the bright side, at least I eventually realized. Anyways, back to our drawing. So I decided to give the character some yellow socks because I thought I could just kind of make a mini drawing of the squishy through the socks, which I think I did do quite successfully. Also, if you look at our squishy, you can see that she has light pink toe beans on her paws. So I decided to kind of take that concept and apply it to the drawing by giving the character some pink accents on her wrist through the form of a scrunchie and a bracelet, and some pink accents on her footwear as well. Now, because our squishy is a dessert themed squishy, I kind of went with that same concept and gave her a cute little cupcake to hold. And the cupcake also has some whipped cream, a strawberry, and some garnish, pretty much like what the squishy has on top of her head. The squishy also has pink hair, so I gave our character pink hair. The squishy has yellow on the top, which is why I made the character's top yellow. She also has some white at the bottom, which is why I kind of kept the skirt white, but I still added some small details on it with some different colors just to make it pop and look a little bit more detailed. And I also made her jacket light pink because she does have quite a bit of light pink on her here and there. And that's pretty much it. And I think I've pretty much covered all the main concepts of the squishy that I tried to transfer onto this drawing. I also gave her some light yellow highlights just to kind of bring the drawing together and make it look good. Also, coloring in the jeans here for the mango character was my favorite part of the entire coloring process because it was super duper satisfying, and I really love how it turned out. Now, the reason I could talk so much about the cat squishy was because there was actually quite a bit to mention, like for example, the yellow ears and just everything else that I mentioned merely moments ago. But for the mango squishy, that's not really the case, like there isn't too much to work with. For one, we've got the mango shape, but I'm not sure how to incorporate that. The second thing we've got is the color palette of green, orange, and pink. Like I said before, I gave the character side bangs to match the side swoop of the leaf on the mango. I also gave her green hair to kind of match that concept. And then our squishy has some cute little pink blushing cheeks, so I decided to make the top pink, and obviously because a mango squishy is in a very beautiful mango orange color, we made the pant a very beautiful mango orange color. And that's pretty much it. Aside from that, I added some light pink streaks in the hair, and I also added the little mango accessory. The pose also looks like the character is leaning onto our cat character, kind of like how the mango leans onto the cat squishy sometimes. But yeah, that's pretty much the entire concept that I was going with. So as you can tell, our concept is actually just quite simple, and simplicity is nice, it's fun, but at the same time, I wanted to make this drawing look really detailed and really nice and just kind of full, like all the way. So that's why I decided to include a bunch of small tiny details, like for example, and I'm just gonna call the characters Mango and Cat right now, we've got all the tiny little hearts on Mango's top, we have got the design on Cat's skirt, we've got the texture on Cat's top, and just tiny details like that that kind of just make the entire thing a little bit more interesting to look at. Also, if you've managed to watch this far into the video without skipping or fast forwarding, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, and you're just an amazing person. And if you'd like to let me know that you managed to watch this far without skipping or fast forwarding, feel free to comment this emoji down below. Thank you so much once again. Have you noticed how different my coloring process is in this video compared to how it usually is? If you haven't noticed, let me just point it out. Usually I always start off by coloring the skin, right? Then I do the alcohol-based marker coloring. Then I bring out things like pencils, acrylic markers, gel pens, and so on. But today, we are not even following that process. We are just going crazy and just doing everything all at once, but leaving the skin for last. And you know what the crazy thing is? I didn't even realize that I changed up my process as I was coloring. I am only realizing this right now as I'm doing the voiceover. But I guess it was kind of nice to change up my process once in a while. Anyways, I'm so excited. The drawing is finally coming together. And as I was making this, you have no idea how excited I was to see how the final drawing would look. Because if you think about it, you and me right now can forward till the end of this video to see how the final drawing turned out, but in real life I didn't have that option. So as I was kind of coming closer and closer to the end, I was super duper excited. But there's one more thing to do, and that's to add a background. And this is what I did back in 2022. So I kind of want to convey that concept into this drawing, but make it a little bit more different and include some hearts as well. Starting it off, I sketched things out with my pink Color Eno pencil. And once that was ready, I went straight ahead and started coloring with no plan about where to place the colors. I just followed my heart, and before you know it, I was done. Now it's time for our finishing touches, and we're signing off the drawing, which is so exciting. But before I show you guys the finished drawing, let me show you some other things that I made this week. So I made these paper bows to put on my shelf. I also made this little pen organizer out of paper rolls as well, and I painted the middle one yellow, but you can't even tell. And I also made this floral painting. And now, with the magic of editing, let me show you how our final drawing turned out versus the plan. Are you ready for it? Boom, here it is. And here is our final drawing. I love it so much. I love the color palette, especially because I probably wouldn't have used a color palette like this if it wasn't for this drawing, and I genuinely love how it looks. I'm super proud of it. It took me hours, but I think it was totally worth it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And that is the story of how we turned these two squishies into their own humans with their own personalized character designs. I love it! Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like so we can turn some more squishies into humans. Have a fabulous day! Bye!